What's up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to the channel, where we break down the latest news about America's team. Today, we've got a jam-packed update for you as the Dallas Cowboys prepare for their Week 12 clash against the Washington Commanders, a game where they'll have to battle without several of their top players. Before we dive into the details, you know the drill. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. Let's talk about what's going on and why this game could define the remainder of the Cowboys' 2024 season. The Cowboys' injury report heading into Week 12 reads more like a list of who's not playing than who is. Cornerback Trevon Diggs, offensive lineman Zach Martin, and wide receiver Brandon Cooks have all been officially ruled out for Sunday's game against the Commanders. This news is particularly tough to swallow because it compounds an already challenging season. Here's a quick breakdown of the injuries. Trevon Diggs. After playing every game so far this season, Diggs is sidelined with groin and knee injuries. This is especially disappointing given his resilience following a torn ACL in 2023. His 2024 season stats, 37 tackles, 8 pass breakups, and 2 interceptions, highlight just how critical he's been to the Cowboys secondary. Zach Martin, the veteran guard, continues to struggle with an ankle injury, now compounded by a shoulder issue. His absence weakens an offensive line that's already been inconsistent this season. Brandon Cooks, limited to just 4 games this year due to a knee injury, Cooks hasn't been able to provide the deep threat presence Dallas envisioned when they signed him. And those aren't the only absences. The Cowboys will also be without Dak Prescott, out for the season following hamstring surgery. DeMarcus Lawrence, still recovering from a lower body injury. Jake Ferguson, concussion protocol. 6 starters out. That's a mountain for any team to climb, let alone one sitting at 3-7 in the standings. The loss of Trevon Diggs comes just as Darren Bland is set to make his season debut. Bland, who suffered a foot fracture in training camp, will finally return to the field, but he's stepping into a high-pressure situation. The Commanders are riding a 2-game losing streak, but they still pose a significant offensive threat, particularly through the air. Quarterback Sam Howell has proven capable of exploiting weak secondaries, and the Cowboys will need Bland to shake off the rust quickly if they hope to contain him. Adding to the challenge is the fact that Dallas's pass rush, already impacted by the absence of DeMarcus Lawrence, has struggled to maintain consistency. The defense will need a near-flawless performance to keep this game competitive. The Cowboys' quarterback situation remains a major point of discussion. With Cooper Rush starting in place of Dak Prescott, the results so far have been underwhelming. Rush is 0-2 in his first 2 starts, and the offense has been outscored 68-16 in those games. Rush's performances have led to speculation about whether the Cowboys might consider signing recently released quarterback Daniel Jones, formerly of the New York Giants. But head coach Mike McCarthy and Cowboys CEO Stephen Jones have made it clear they're sticking with what they have. Here's what Stephen Jones had to say. "We think Cooper gives us the best chance to win right now. We also still want to see what Trey Lance brings to the table. Long term, we're committed to Dak. Let's be honest, this isn't about winning right now." At 3-7, the Cowboys are effectively out of playoff contention, with less than a 1% chance of making the postseason. Bringing in Daniel Jones might give the team a slight edge in a few games, but it wouldn't change the trajectory of this season. And let's not forget, Daniel Jones struggled mightily with the Giants this year, throwing 7 interceptions and fumbling 4 times in just 10 games. For Dallas, taking on his $11.8 million guaranteed salary for 2024 makes 0 sense. The truth is, the Cowboys are in a soft rebuild, whether they'll admit it or not. Here's why. Developmental focus. The team wants to see what they have in Trey Lance, who was acquired from the 49ers earlier this year. While Lance has shown flashes of potential, he's far from ready to lead an NFL offense consistently. Draft positioning. With a 35.4% chance of landing a top 5 pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, Dallas has little incentive to push for meaningless wins in a lost season. Coaching uncertainty. Mike McCarthy's future is murky at best. Many fans and analysts believe he's lost the locker room, and a coaching change feels inevitable. Despite the challenges, the Cowboys still have to suit up and play on Sunday. Here are a few things to watch for in this divisional showdown. The return of Darren Bland. Can Bland make an immediate impact in his first game back? His performance could be the key to slowing down Washington's passing attack. The offensive line. With Zach Martin out, how will the Cowboys protect Cooper Rush? The Commanders' defensive front, led by Jonathan Allen, is no joke. Special teams impact. In a game where points might be hard to come by, the Cowboys' special teams unit will need to be sharp. Look for kicker Brandon Aubrey to play a crucial role. Let's start by addressing the elephant in the room. This season hasn't gone the way any of us hoped. Injuries have plagued the Cowboys, with star quarterback Dak Prescott sidelined for the year after a hamstring tear. Add to that a depleted roster and inconsistent performances, and it's easy to see why Dallas sits at 3-7 heading into Week 12. Head coach Mike McCarthy, who's in the final year of his contract, remains determined to keep the team focused despite the challenges. "We're staying the course," McCarthy said earlier this week. "We play with who's available, and we trust the guys we have on the field." That trust falls squarely on the shoulders of Cooper Rush, the veteran backup quarterback who will start again this Sunday. Behind him is Trey Lance, the former number 3 overall pick who may see some action as Dallas continues to evaluate his potential. What makes this matchup particularly intriguing is the number of former Cowboys now thriving with the Washington Commanders. Dan Quinn. Yes, the same Dan Quinn who served as the Cowboys' defensive coordinator and helped shape one of the league's most aggressive defenses. Now, he's leading Washington back to playoff contention in his first year as their head coach. Dante Fowler Jr. Fowler leads the Commanders with 8.5 sacks this season, a far cry from the limited snaps he saw in Dallas last year. Dorrance Armstrong. A key run stopper for Washington, Armstrong's consistency has been crucial for their defense. Noah Brown. The former Cowboys wide receiver has become a reliable target in Washington's offense. And let's not forget Tyler Biadasz, who now anchors Washington's offensive line after 6 seasons in Dallas. Seeing these familiar faces excel in rival colors adds another layer of drama to this divisional clash. Quinn summed up the rivalry perfectly. "For me and for the guys, man, it's Washington-Dallas week. Let's get down." The Commanders come into this game with a 7-4 record and are very much in the playoff hunt. Led by rookie quarterback Jayden Daniels, Washington is enjoying its first legitimate shot at a winning season since 2015. Daniels has been nothing short of sensational, showcasing poise beyond his years. He's paired with a strong supporting cast on both sides of the ball, making the Commanders a formidable opponent for a struggling Dallas squad. For Dallas, this game is about pride, evaluation, and the faint hope of turning their season around. Let's break it down. This is Dallas-Washington, one of the NFL's most storied rivalries. No matter the records, this game always means something. The Cowboys need to show they can compete against their division rivals, even under difficult circumstances. With the playoffs out of reach, Dallas must use these remaining games to assess their roster for the future. Trey Lance, acquired in a trade earlier this season, remains an intriguing prospect. Will we see him take significant snaps this week? There's no sugarcoating it. Mike McCarthy's seat is scorching hot. A loss here might accelerate discussions about his future with the team, especially as the Cowboys look to reset for 2025. Here's what to watch for in Sunday's matchup. The absence of Tyler Biadasz and Zach Martin leaves the Dallas offensive line in shambles. Can they protect Cooper Rush long enough to move the ball against Washington's aggressive pass rush? The Cowboys' defense must find a way to contain Daniels, who has shown an impressive ability to extend plays with his legs. Dallas' secondary, already stretched thin, will have its hands full. With the passing game struggling, Dallas must lean on its ground attack. Expect Tony Pollard to be a focal point as the Cowboys look to control the clock and limit Washington's offensive opportunities. Odds and predictions. Let's be real, this game is an uphill battle for Dallas. Washington's balanced attack and stout defense make them heavy favorites. But, as we've seen in this rivalry before, anything can happen. A strong showing from the Cowboys' defense, combined with a productive day from the run game, could make this closer than expected. But the key will be avoiding turnovers, something that's plagued Dallas all season. Now, it's time to hear from you. Let's make this a conversation. What are your thoughts on the Cowboys sticking with Cooper Rush and Trey Lance? Should Dallas have considered taking a flyer on Daniel Jones, or was passing on him the right move? Do you think the team is in a soft rebuild, or is there still hope for a turnaround? Drop your answers in the comments below. And don't forget, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a Cowboys update. Thanks for watching, Cowboys Nation. Let's keep the faith and hope for brighter days ahead. Until next time, go Cowboys!